I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Disclaimer, you will not be transported to the top of the world. In the unlikely event you find yourself at the Arctic Circle, seek shelter from the elements immediately to avoid frostbite and or hypothermia. Geico will not be responsible if you find yourself in a cave or crevasse with a lonely abominable snowman, who in all likelihood will force you to play games including but not limited to Go Fish, charades, Chinese checkers, or his personal favorite, Red Rover, send Yeti on over. Geico is not liable for any damages, either physical or emotional.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Don Le Batard.
So he was on Wingo and Golic, and I'm told this is Golic and Wingo. Excuse me. Whoa,
That's a fun.
Wow.
No, that's not a fine.
Wow. What do you mean?
No, what? That's not.
That's not the name of the show.
That's not the name of the show.
A fine.
It only had 8 million ads.
$2, 2 names wrong, right?
No,
and be careful on tone. That's all I'm saying. $2, fork it up.
Stugotz.
You want me to front you?
No, thank you.
Good, because I don't have any money on me.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Customers who switch to Progressive save an average of $500. Call quick today and find out if they could save you hundreds on your car insurance. Guest on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line.
Famed what?
We got to talk about what you think Kendrick Lamar is.
What happened?
At the Sports Center. Because Dan's got Kendrick Lamar as this, like, huge civil rights crusader. And while his To Pimp a Butterfly, and specifically All Right, was the soundtrack to a huge civil rights movement in this country, he's not like this Bob Dylan character, you know? He doesn't do that.
Killer Mike.
More on this after the Sports Center.
Yes.
How'd we get here, though? What happened? Is this Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or Lamar, as you like to call
Something
him.
you just read.
Well, whatever. Anyway, here's your Sports Center update. Paul Pierce says that he does not want to share his jersey retirement night with Isaiah Thomas tribute video when the Cavaliers come back to play the Celtics in February. Give me a break. Seriously, Paul Pierce. Who is Paul Pierce? Honestly.
Hall of Famer?
He's a Hall of Famer, and he's the truth, and I guess he's telling the truth, but I was amazed that Paul Pierce last night was surprised this became a story. Paul, welcome to ESPN. We'll make anything a story. All right? You said it on our network, and we'll make it a story.
Paul, you're new to this game. Okay, let me explain to you how it works. You come in here, you say a thing, and then we all take it and devour it and eat it up and throw it up in the air, and everyone makes money. Don't get so uncomfortable with it. Ta-da! It's the deal. ESPN just bought sports. Like, the deal is you come on, you say the thing, and then all the networks will take the thing that you said and turn it into a thing that was said.
What we do.
That's right.
Yep.
Because there's not a lot going on sometimes in sports, and you need Paul Pierce to say something to get you going.
But then you get bailed out by Seth Wickersham.
That's right.
Brady. Yes,
that's right.
Exactly. Anyway, the Raiders fulfilled the Rooney Rule requirement earlier in the week by interviewing Raiders tight ends coach Bobby Johnson and an unidentified college coach. I'm sure Bobby felt like he really had a chance at the job. And finally, according to the New York Times, there's a new hot trend in Silicon Valley, and it's an obsession with untreated, unfiltered raw water. Food poisoning experts are warning that the trend is extremely dangerous and could be deadly due to it possibly containing animal feces and several diseases. The 4 for $4 deal at Wendy's gives you a sandwich plus 4 nuggets, a small fry, and drink all for just $4. And now the 4 for $4 has more variety than ever with 8 sandwich choices. So try them all and pick your favorite at participating locations for a limited time. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in the Sports Center on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
The New England Patriots, possibly the most private organization in the history of sports, if not the most private organization in sports right now, has felt the need to issue a joint statement. This has to be the first in the history of the franchise. A joint statement from Patriots chairman and CEO Bob Kraft, head coach Bill Belichick, and quarterback Tom Brady. I'm guessing, before I read this, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm going to guess that there probably will be no mention of the doctor who's not a doctor. A joint statement.
You mean the next head coach of the New England Patriots?
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, he is about to come. This Guerrero guy is about to rule over the sport with injections.
Right. And president of football operations.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be so funny when Belichick, neutered Belichick, ends up going 5-11 with the Arizona Cardinals as the Patriots use whatever they got in the trade for Belichick to help their new coach, Alex Guerrero, keep the team forever young going through the pharmacy. Guillermo, put it on the poll. Would you trade Bill Belichick for a magical oracle who can actually create a fountain of youth? What do you think? Would you make that trade? Would you guys right now, if I said to you, let's just make Dr. Guerrero the coach of the Patriots because he's got a healing power. Who do you want as your football coach? The guy who is a fountain of youth producer or Bill Belichick? Put it on the poll. Seriously.
I would take Guerrero.
No, but who? Honestly, I am asking you, the audience.
Keep me young, man.
Who do you want?
Yes.
The best doctor for getting around the rules who's not a doctor? Or the greatest champion in the history of sports, Bill Belichick?
The Bengals would want neither. They would stay with Marv Lewis.
Yeah. The joint statement from Patriots, they are. The Bengals are the only team in the league that would say, if Belichick became available, we're going to keep our guy.
He's good enough.
He's good enough. Patriots, the Steelers are going to fire Mike Tomlin to get Bill Belichick. Bengals are going to be in the division. No, we got Marv Lewis. So here is the quote, joint statement. For the past 18 years, the three of us have enjoyed a very good and productive working relationship. In recent days, there have been multiple media reports that have speculated theories that are unsubstantiated, highly exaggerated, or flat out inaccurate. The three of us share a common goal. We look forward to the enormous challenge of competing in the postseason and the opportunity to work together in the future, just as we have for the past 18 years, blah, blah, blah. It is unfortunate that there is even a need for us to respond to these fallacies. As our actions have shown, we stand united. Well, your actions have shown that you have a doctor who's not a doctor, who the coach kicked out of the facility.
Right.
And your actions have shown that you traded Garoppolo in a way that none of us understand. But your actions have shown.
I mean, it's fairly obvious what's going on here.
Yeah, you got a problem of humanity at the very top of your organization. It's the most normal thing in the world. But when it affects the mythology of what the Patriots have built, man, people get agitated.
Think about it. This team, over the last 18 years, never makes this mistake, where they're offered more before the draft for Jimmy Garoppolo. They say, no, he's untouchable, and then they end up taking less for him. They never make that mistake. Something obviously happened.
Hold on,
here.
Mike, what happened? What are you guys laughing at? Is First Take doing a better show than we are?
Well, Teddy Bruschi's on. What happened there?
We were joking in here with the sound off that the Patriots have sent out their double agent, Teddy Bruschi to put the right spin on
this. Okay, yeah. Wait a minute. Wait, is Bruschi that Iraqi foreign press secretary? Remember that guy? Do you remember the guy, is he Spicer? Is Bruschi Sean
Bob?
Spicer? Every time the Patriots have a controversy, we go to a closet and pull out Teddy Bruschi?
Baghdad Bruschi?
Baghdad Bruschi. This is what happens. So, Stephen, everyone's yelling at Bruschi. Is Bruschi paid by the Patriots? Like, as a consultant to come be the press secretary on First Take? That's for Stephen A to yell at him?
They're forcing him to answer hypotheticals now. What if this were the case? Because, obviously, the Patriots are a united front.
All good.
Hold on. Let's. I want to actually hear
official
what Bruschi has to say.
Teddy
Let's see if Bruschi's statement is more benign than the statement that the joint statement that just got sent out by Patriots PR.
A week before the season, I lashed out at the organization. It happens. Welcome to the New England Patriots. This is what happens. You deal with it. You're still able to compartmentalize things and go win football games as players.
Teddy, nothing to see here, basically.
Everything's fine.
Yep.
We traded Garoppolo and the doctor who's not a doctor.
This stuff happens. I got mad once. We're good.
Forward, man.
A few weeks later, we won a Super Bowl.
I got mad one time. Nobody reported anything on it. It's totally the same as Bob Kraft, Belichick, and Brady fighting for the power. I got mad one time. Playing football.
Same thing. It's an apples to apples.
Hold on a second. I want to explore this. I want to explore all of this more. The idea of who else at ESPN is like Teddy Bruschi, and that we've always got, is Teddy Bruschi unprecedented in the history of the media in that he may be being paid by both the Patriots and ESPN to provide a skill outside the average linebacker's usual range.
Right.
to just please everyone by producing content. Right? Just come out.
Believe he's getting
right. I know ESPN is
our hero's about to speak because he's got his fingers on his lips.
Stephen A's going to light him up.
Yeah.
Well, he's. I don't want to do it until he actually does it. Oh wait.
We started off the show, and one of the things that I brought up as our last question is very important that I ask you this. I believe if there's any animus that exists between a Belichick and a Brady, assuming there is, which I don't know, I think to some degree it could have something to do with Deflategate from the perspective that Belichick, when first asked about it, deflected to Tom Brady. He said, y'all ask him. Y'all ask the quarterback. I don't have anything to do with that. And I kind of get the feeling that Tom Brady felt like he was left out to hang and dry and fight on his own. Any credence to that whatsoever? Have you heard anything like that whatsoever?
No, I have not.
Of course not. That's ridiculous. I've never heard such a thing. Did I tell you there was one time that I was mad? I was mad at one time. It wasn't Belichick. It was just my mom.
There is always tension because Bill purposely creates it. He creates it with all of his players.
Oh, he's good.
He puts pressure on them. As soon as you walk through that door, he wants you to feel that pressure because it's how he gets performance. That's the way it is in that building. That's the way I survived it for every year under Bill Belichick, and if you can't survive it as a player, get out.
Oh, well, or be Aaron Hernandez.
Say hello to my little friend.
And really, honestly, you can't survive it as a player. Or be a murderer who dies in jail. I mean, come on.
This could all be some next level create your own bulletin board material.
Oh,
stuff.
my God. This is the Patriots reaching another level. When they win the championship again this year by rallying from a 51-3 deficit, when the doctor is suddenly allowed back on the sidelines, we're going to say that this conflict made them champions and that Belichick created it to motivate them to victory.
That's absolutely what we're going to say.
Right.
But if they lose...
Oh, forget it.
This is the reason that it all came apart.
Yeah. But think about it. While this is all going on, they're sitting there with a bye week waiting to see if they play the Titans or Chiefs.
That's right.
Well, they're not sitting there. They're in a blizzard practicing, which I'm sure is doing great to help morale.
You don't like it? Get out.
People.
He did that just for Brady.
Yes, he did.
I want to talk more about the idea of Baghdad Brewski. It's great. It's a great idea. Because, I mean, we've got every damn year, we got some Patriots controversy. I think that you can get away with paying Brewski as a consultant, where he works like just 20 days a year. Just come in on the days that we have the Patriots nonsense.
Don Le Batard.
In the hypothetical, go ahead, fictionally, go ahead and come up with, if you're a man or a woman, the worst person in the world for your spouse to be having an affair with.
Stugotz.
It's Greeny.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
I'm not sure if the crowning achievement of the Patriots organization isn't that they are super interesting, even though individually they are so uninteresting. Like Tom Brady doesn't say anything. Belichick mumbles his way through press conferences. All the stuff around them is meant to be boring on purpose in public because they don't care about being entertainment for you. They just care about winning.
Right.
And they have been an endless source of entertainment, even though those people are not interesting. They're not, or they don't say and do interesting things.
Well, I don't know. It depends if you believe the stories, because they might not say anything interesting, but I think filming a practice, if you believe that, is interesting. I think deflating footballs, that's doing something that is interesting.
I just find amazing that organization is the most notoriously private in sports, and the things that you find out about it are unlike anything else you see in sports. It's like the opposite. They are the opposite at public relations that they are at football.
Correct.
They are the Cleveland Browns of football public relations. Just a dump.
But when you're that good at football, you have so many eyes on you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But it'll even make the uninteresting interesting.
Correct.
Because these things, like Brady has been boring on purpose in public for 20 years.
Yep.
Belichick, no coach in the history of being the voice and face of a team has ever been as bad at press conferences as Bill Belichick is. In the history of being a voice and a face for a team, the worst in the history of the sport is Bill Belichick.
Yes. I can't imagine what he's... I mean, if you believe all this, and I do, I can't imagine what he's feeling and thinking. Like, hey, I'm considered the greatest coach this sport has ever seen, and you're choosing the 40-year-old quarterback over me?
Stugotz, I am stunned that it took this long to get here, that Tom Brady has been this kind of subservient for this long when he's a star. If you're just joining us and don't know what we're talking about, ESPN.com is reporting that the top of the Patriots organization, the three of them, there's not harmony there between them, and is reporting it with facts and details that are thorough, and the Patriots can deny whatever they want here. There were a number of sources talked to, and the reporter who's doing the reporting on this is the height of credibility. He's not making stuff up.
I saw this Bill Simmons tweet, and I think it's the appropriate take on all of it. I know Bill's a huge Pats fan, but for a 40-year-old quarterback, a 65-year-old coach, and a 76-year-old owner, is this the beginning of the end? Flame emoji, and everyone's given their takes. What did we think it was going to look like? They all held hands and just walked off into the sunset together?
No, but the amazing thing is that it would that the tension would arrive. Well, I didn't expect it to end like that. We saw coming some point in the future. We saw very clearly coming, hey, Belichick's a guy who releases people early rather than late. They're going to have a Brady problem. What are they doing at their quarterback situation after Brady?
Right, but Brady's got Guerrero, and that upsets Belichick's plan.
Oh, man.
That's it. I mean, that really is at the crux of all of this. Belichick had a plan. Brady plays till this year, then it's Jimmy Garoppolo's team, but this guy Guerrero keeps Brady so young, I can't get rid of Tom Brady.
It's all of it, though. That's right. It's the science of the sport. It's unbelievable that Belichick just recently got the doctor out of there.
What a great story.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm sitting here reading these details, and I'm thinking to myself, I haven't seen anything quite like this because, of course, there's going to be breakups are impossible. There is going to be no way to break up correctly. But the part that I'm stunned by is that it's all happening right now on their way to a Super Bowl again. Right. They're the favorite to win the thing again. That's supposed to happen when the losing starts, when Tom Brady has a bad game here and there, where all of a sudden you're losing 31-9 at home and you're like, is this the end? It's not supposed to happen when you're still the bleeping best team in the sport.
Yet it's happening. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But Dan, this got down to long-term winning, I think, and short-term. They know that they're going to win and be competitive with Tom Brady.
That's why it's fascinating.
Yes.
Are we really about family or are we about football?
Right.
Bob Kraft and Tom Brady are saying we're about family, and Belichick is saying, I'm only about football. What's a family?
Bob, we could be good for the next 2 years, the next 20 years.
Oh.
Which one you want?
It's just tremendous because here's what you've got. You've got a love story. This is a love story, a Shakespearean love story between Tom Brady and Bob Kraft. But Belichick is the jilted lover. Castrated in public because Tom Brady was threatened by the beautiful Jimmy Garoppolo, sexy AF. Threatened. And he behaves like the second biggest diva supermodel in his own house by saying, get him out of here. Belichick says, no. And then Kraft says, yes.
Brady knows he's won. How do you think that works when he walks by Belichick?
Oh, he just urinates on his desk.
Dan Le Batard.
We're very morally upstanding, right? We will never pay for an interview. Never. TMZ, you paid for it? Can I have some?
Harvey, talk to her later.
Stugotz.
Watch this. This will be fun. You guys let me know, all right, when it is that we freeloaded off of TMZ here as a network.
Any minute.
You guys let me know, because as soon as TMZ buys it, we're coming in right behind them. First follower. Never mind about our moral, upstanding, journalistic conviction. We'll be right there. We're hitting, our entire company's hitting refresh on TMZ. You guys got her yet?
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guest on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Here's your SportsCenter update. Paul Pierce says that he does not want to share his jersey retirement night with the Isaiah Thomas tribute video when the Cavaliers come back to play the Celtics in February. What's the matter, Mike? Just how ridiculous that story is?
Yeah, it's just funny. It's a funny thing for Paul Pierce to say. I love that we are so short on content that Steven Jackson's saying that Isaiah Thomas doesn't deserve a tribute video, and Paul Pierce is saying, not on my night. And why? Because we got nothing else to talk about.
I mean, but who's Paul Pierce, to be honest? I mean,
again with this?
I'm just saying, no. I didn't listen. All I told Paul, the truth, is when you say something at ESPN, we're going to make a story out of it. Mm-hmm. Now I'm telling them, hey, who are you? Because it took Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen for you to win a championship in Boston. Okay, you got to share your night with Isaiah Thomas, who went through hell for that city last year and that organization. Get over it, man. Because what Isaiah went through all of the postseason last year, a lot more difficult than what Paul Pierce will have to endure on the night that he got his jersey retired. The truth.
I mean, Paul Pierce was stabbed by somebody, so it's not like he's had a free and easy life.
Well, that ruins my argument. The Raiders fulfilled the Rooney Rule requirement earlier in the week by interviewing Raiders tight ends coach Bobby Johnson and an unidentified college coach. And finally, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Hulu has ordered 2 new seasons of the Animaniacs. As previously reported, it took me a while.
I love that you were surprised by it. I love that you were surprised that you got it right.
I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah, I'm delighted. I love that.
Animaniacs. As previously reported, Steven Spielberg will return as an executive producer. As part of its deal with Warner Brothers, Hulu also obtains the library rights to past episodes of the Animaniacs, plus Pinky.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You got it right a second ago. You gotta be kidding me.
Animaniacs, plus
now
Pinky.
He's getting it even more wrong.
Anyway, what did I say?
You just made it the Animaniacs.
Animatronics plus Pinky and the Brain and the complete Tiny Toon Adventures collection. Hulu is touting itself as the #1 streaming destination for premium animated content, as its library is also the home to series such as the Powerpuff Girls, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Curious George, and more. Nailed it. When would you prefer to spot the criminal? Before or after he gets in your home? Blink motion activated security cams alert you the instant they detect someone casing your home. Get 3 Blink cams with the other guys charge for 1 plus 10% off right now at blinkprotect.com/Dan. That's blinkprotect.com/Dan. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in to SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
For years, we've been making fun of the movie Any Given Sunday. Just unrelenting fun. Al Pacino was terrible in it. He wore a leather jacket. He was 4'3", and all he did was scream and yell the entire movie, and it was ridiculous. And at one point, there was an eyeball on the field. Anyway, the Patriots are now doing Any Given Sunday. That's what's happening to the Patriots right now with Garoppolo and the old quarterback and the new quarterback and the owner and the coach involved, and the coach just got castrated in the locker room because the owner wants a quarterback change. Guillermo, put it on the poll. Are the Patriots now the movie, enduring now what the movie Any Given Sunday gave us so many years ago?
How do you think that works inside? Brady knows he's got Belichick, right?
Yes.
Like, what's going on there with Brady? Like, is he
walking by the office, like winking at him, giving him a finger gun?
Like, I got you?
Yeah, I got you, Belichick.
Is Belichick even making eye contact?
Belichick, I waited for 20 years, Belichick. I pretended to be subservient, and then when it came time, at the very end, like I always do, Belichick, at the very end, whether I'm down 28-3 or not, I came back and I rallied, and I took your balls. That's what happened, right?
Yes.
Neutered.
Yeah.
Neutered.
He brags to his teammates, right?
I think. I'm being reckless. I think, according to Seth Wickersham's report. Wickersham did not report that. I'm reporting it.
Yeah. And the Patriots say they are united. Mm-hmm. Not just the Patriots, specifically those 3.
Well, I mean, that joint statement, as we've shown, they're going back to that whole unity thing they tried during the anthem, where they just lock arms and hope it all goes away. What's going on with our Crusade updates?
Crusade updates is, I've sort of been told, let's lie low on this whole UCF thing right now. Momentum was really building for something, and there might be a little.
So I don't know. So right now, and if you're just joining us, UCF is the national champions of college football. Even though on Monday ESPN is playing a game between 2 loser programs, Alabama and Georgia, and they're going to play some sort of consolation game. And we wanted to celebrate with UCF as a Florida show. And everything was going fine, and we were ready to do it. We were going to steal Wingo and Golik's bus and go up there, and we've got 49 boxes of T-shirts. We've got a trophy that's made.
The trophy's beautiful.
And we're still stealing the bus. But we've hit a speed bump, and now we are in a perilous place. The perilous place is this. We are ready to go to UCF, celebrate with them in Orlando as the real champions of college football in a way that will be sanctioned on certain ESPN properties. Or
I'm going to torture school.
All right.
And I'm going to turn on you, and
Nice.
and so that's where we are, and that's going to. I feel like we're going to have
with
a
your
decision.
words, not literally. With your words,
right,
Right,
of
with
course,
your words, yeah.
of course.
Let's
But
clarify there.
But
because
if
torching a school and stealing a bus, I mean, you'll be going away for a while.
Okay, an important distinction. I am going to torch the school with my words. I'm going to have a blowtorch. I want you to imagine me spraying flames with my words. Just, one of those like fire throwers. What are those things called in the movies?
Flamethrower.
It's called. Is it? It's okay.
That's
that
fine.
would make sense. It would be a flamethrower. Of course, it would be a flamethrower. You know what? That is a fine. I'm going to take the fine on that, even though it's not a fine.
Really?
Because it is. What are those called? A fire thrower, flamethrower, Dan. I mean, it's idiotic what I just did.
It happens.
But with my words, and beware of those words, because look at how I just used them so well.
UCF is really intimidated.
I am going to set fire to your campus and be the nemesis of you and your one-handed linebacker, who I respect with a great deal of moving respect.
You're awful at this.
Which part am I terrible at?
You can't have respect when you take a flamethrower to the school.
Oh, okay.
There's no respect given to anyone.
Okay, but I can't
even the poor kid with one hand.
I can't take the flamethrower to the school just yet because they haven't sabotaged our plan just yet.
Right. Without divulging exactly what this is, it would be something insanely cool for UCF fans and students alike. And it would be a cool thing for our show, and I really hope it happens.
We're right there. We're on the doorstep. Everybody, it's just stopped on one. We're close.
Yeah.
But I'm ready. I'm ready to blow torch. But in the interim, let's take up yesterday's crusade that I never got off the ground, which is, why is A-Rod having any input on who works with him reportedly?
That one, because there was that one, the TO to the Hall of Fame, and Baselli, which is weird. And also, Stugotz is being super shady. He's ghosting me right now on the Sioux Falls appearance.
That's not what I'm doing. I just haven't read it yet.
Well, Stugotz doesn't want to do that. Tell the people 10 seconds or less, just tell the people what that is for those who don't know what the Sioux Falls appearance is.
It is Stugotz Day in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it is negative 22 degrees today, and I have to take 5 flights to get there, and I'm not doing it.
Okay, so we've got some tension there because they want to celebrate Stugotz in
That's
Sioux
one
Falls.
way, 5 flights.
So, 5 flights, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I could get to India without having to take 5 flights. I can get to either. I feel like I could get between both Arctic circles without having to take 5 flights.
I'd rather go to India. Love you, Sioux Falls.
That's not right.
Love our affiliate out there. I do. I'm friends with the guy. I love him. I'm just not going.
How are our crusades all falling apart?
They have an entire itinerary. There is a talent fee associated with this.
He doesn't think it's enough.
Stugotz will be
like the talent fee. He doesn't like the talent fee.
Stugotz would be wined and dined, have an entire day. It would be really cool. There's a layup line that he's taking a part in. He's in a full uniform.
A layup line.
Can you read the itinerary?
My back hurts.
I think you lost to him at negative 23 degrees.
And it's all being taken care of.
What's the weather? Tell me the weather today.
I have to look at the almanac because this would be in February, and this has all been put together by our friends at ESPN 99.1 in Sioux Falls. Your sports leader.
Love them.
Yeah, let me look at the average.
The guy was down here, Mike. To my credit, I had lunch. Look at the guy had for lunch.
What do you mean to your credit? He's trying to give you a day that you requested. What do you mean to your credit?
Just leading him on. Should have said no at that lunch.
I did say no. He wanted me to no. He wanted me to do it last year. I said no to him. He's relentless. I said maybe we'll do it after the new year, but I told him I wanted a private jet.
Can you guys please explain to me? Hold on a second. I just don't understand where the success of this show has taken us. Guillermo, please put it on the poll. Are you surprised that Stugotz being honored by a city, naming it Stugotz Day, and giving him an appearance fee, and it representing all of his dreams coming true, is now, having arrived at the dream in the doorstep, rejecting all of it? He doesn't want any of it. He wanted Stugotz Day in Sioux Falls, and now he doesn't want to go because it's 23 degrees.
Right.
It's all your dreams come true.
It is. You're right. I don't know. I mean, they could have it down here. How about we invite Sioux Falls to Miami? Now, that's an idea. Everyone wins.
Really? Yeah, it's actually quite nice in Sioux Falls, according to this AccuWeather forecast, which is already forecasting the weather in this weekend. It's only 39 degrees.
Oh, nice.
That's not bad at all.
This weekend?
That's what it's been down here.
Manageable. You can do that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mike, it says 5 degrees today.
Yeah, I know, but that's today. This would be in February. Yeah. Yeah,
39,
see?
you could do that.
You've been doing it this week.
Hold on. Let's get back to A-Rod.
Yeah. Please.
Let's get back to A-Rod for a second.
At least read the email.
I will over the weekend. Like right now, you want me to read it? I mean, it's an odd time for me to read it.
Well, Mike is trying to talk him into this because it's good for the show. It's good for Stugotz. But Stugotz's laziness has got a hold of him, or his allergy to cold, one or the other, or his allergy to Sioux Falls.
No, it's my allergy to 5 flights.
Look, man.
How about a Roy day?
What? What, are you going to send Roy to Sioux Falls? Like, wait a minute. How did you get to, what?
I get the talent fee. Roy goes, it's a Roy day. It's the key to the city. He does the layup line. Does the whole of 5 flights, all of it, and I get the talent fee.
Don Lebatard.
Stu's been like a pressure cleaner of takes today, right?
Yes, he's come in. What happens
like
is...
a sprinkler.
No, but you will notice it.
It's a pressure cleaner, man.
Yes,
there is some force
not
behind
a sprinkler.
this.
It is absolutely not a sprinkler,
Stugotz.
I feel like Stugotz has gone up from the pressure cleaner, and now he is on a knee, and he's got the sleeve of bullets on his right arm as he takes the machine gun Rambo style, just waving it from nipple to nipple.
This is the Don Lebatard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Mike Ryan was reading some of this itinerary for me that Sioux Falls has set up for Stugotz, and it sounds like this magical Stugotz dreamland. I don't even understand why Stugotz doesn't want to go. When he was reading the itinerary to me, I'm like, well, what more would you like these people to do to try and coax you to simply get on a flight?
Right.
Flight, not 5 flights.
In all seriousness, they have been great. They've been relentless, but that's fine. That's the way you're supposed to be. And I know about being relentless because I'm the same way. So that's fine. I'm fine with that. They have been nice. They've been patient and they've been accommodating and they have set up a great weekend if I choose to go do this.
Well, no, but I'm stunned by this. I can't believe when Mike was reading these details and I'm like, well, just read it to the audience, Mike. Read the itinerary to the audience of everything that's in play. And Stugotz does this thing where he kicks the can down the road and hopes that he just kicks everything down the road and hopes that people forget and it never comes back to him.
Yeah.
And he keeps kicking Sioux Falls down the road and Sioux Falls keeps coming back to him.
I want to stress that this isn't a hypothetical. This isn't a proposed itinerary. Everything has been cleared with the city.
And all it takes is for Stugotz to say yes, and he's too lazy to say a single word. Look at what has already been planned and done. And we're sitting here yelling at UCF because they're not making our garbage plans their priority. And look at what you won't make a priority.
So you'd arrive after your flight or flights, and you get treated to a nice steak dinner with management that Friday night. It's going to be a late night for you, so you get to rest up for a big day, which is Saturday.
All right, but make no mistake about it. It is flights.
9 a.m., a brunch with listeners, followed by a city proclamation given by the mayor at brunch, saying it is Stugotz Day.
Wait, lunch with listeners?
10:30 a.m., a tour of downtown, City Hall, the new event center, and there will be signage at the new event center and throughout the town proclaiming it Stugotz Day.
Signage.
You rest back at the hotel for about 4 hours because there's nothing else to do there.
Nice nap.
4 p.m.
Or just go to Applebee's.
4 p.m., early dinner. They don't specify where. Maybe the Applebee's. 5 p.m., show up at Sioux Falls Skyforce game. Tour the facility, warm-ups with the team.
I love that. The layup line is one of my favorites.
Courtside tickets, by the way.
Oh, courtside.
Mm-hmm. And at halftime, the mayor of Sioux Falls will finally present you with the key to the city.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be so tired by the mayor at that point.
Oh, my God.
I
already am.
And then Sunday, you fly back. Now, keep in mind, you will have a limo throughout the city.
Whoa!
All meals will be covered by our affiliate in Sioux Falls.
And an appearance fee.
And security will be provided.
Security.
What do I need security for, man?
Because you don't want to have breakfast with the listeners?
You're a big star. And obviously, you have a talent fee, such that it is.
All right.
Wow.
Roy in?
All right, can we put this on the poll? Is that something that you would want to do? Yes or no?
I'm not getting a talent fee. I want to go there and be your body man and experience this with you because this is a celebration of a career in radio.
I just don't even understand.
Free Applebee's.
I don't even understand. I don't understand why it is. I really, honestly, Stugotz has been craving all his life for the acclaim that comes with being a hot take gas bag that people take seriously. And here he is, being I mean, you are. Look at you.
Yeah. This is so cool.
This is the height. Of course it is.
This is the coolest thing I think it's. I love that it's Sioux Falls.
No, but I'll tell you what the problem is. This is the problem, and this is why. This is why. You tell me if the problem. You tell me if I could correctly diagnosed this wonderful, idiosyncratic creature that is the mighty Stugotz.
Oh, you've got it. I'm confident. I don't even need to hear it.
He wants it to be in New York, man. He wants it, or if there's something larger that can be done, like in the middle of the World Cup, he doesn't want to do it in Sioux Falls. He's outgrown Sioux Falls. He's too big a second banana now. Now he's the big banana. And he wants all of this on Times Square billboards.
Nailed it.
He doesn't want to start in a smaller city.
But I'll go city to city if we can make this happen. Maybe this is a thing we could do. All right, city to city, like
you gotta start
Fest
somewhere.
all over the country.
Stugotz Fest. See, he had bigger ideas. He doesn't want it even to be just
not going to the first one.
He doesn't want it to be New York.
The first one.
The new event center is essentially the Times Square of the Prairie States.
That's right. Yes.
All right, I'll get back to you on it.
See, there it is. It's always that, man. He's I got to think about it for another night.
I got to read it.
I'm telling you that what he's hoping is to kick this can down the road until North Korea vaporizes that city.